Students, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends of the 2024 Cooper Term class, or should I say the great 2024 Cooper Term class, on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the faculty and staff, welcome to the Nashville School of Law's 116th commencement exercise. All of us are delighted that you've joined us to recognize and honor our students who are graduating here today. The class of 2024's tenure at our school has been unique, to say the least. The stress and uncertainty caused by COVID-19 increased the usual burdens of their first year of law school and added unfamiliar challenges. Through it all, the class of 2024 found new ways to learn, study, and collaborate. I congratulate each of you for your tenacity, resilience, and agility in overcoming these challenges. You have earned this celebration this morning. The degrees we are about to confer and the diplomas we are about to bestow are the tangible rewards for the work and sacrifices that these students, as well as their families, friends, and employers throughout the students' years of study have made. All of us are appropriately proud of each member of the class of 2024. Throughout our long history, our school has been guided by the visionary leaders on our Board of Trustees. Our trustees are here today, and we are indeed fortunate that they are joining us for this ceremony. It is my privilege to introduce to you the chairman of our board, the nationally and internationally renowned attorney and community leader, Aubrey Harwell, who will introduce his fellow board members.
I wish you all could see what I see. I see a crowd of incredibly dedicated students who we honor today, and friends and family. My goal is to express the congratulations and the appreciation as to all of you all from our Board of Trust. We have on that board Tom Cone, Judge Waverly Crenshaw, Judge Frank Clement. Several of the members of the board are here today, including John Rochford. John is a community leader, a developer, has had incredible success and a philanthropist. We also have board member Gary Garfield. He's a proud lawyer, as is John, but he's also the former chairman of Bridgestone Firestone Americas. These people are dedicated to the mission to see to it that we continue to provide a platform for legal education for people that don't want to go to a Belmont or a Vanderbilt, people who work and have a night program. I think we ought to express our gratitude to the Board of Trusts.
Our students and our school's success rest in the hands of the dedicated men and women on our faculty. Each of these distinguished lawyers and judges have accepted the challenge, some for many years, to use their knowledge, wisdom, and experience to prepare their students for successful and rewarding careers. You, class of 2024, are our faculty's legacy to the profession. It has been their goal to pass along to you not just an assortment of legal principles and rules, but also their respect for the rule of law and for the noble profession you are about to enter. When you leave here today, please remember that you are taking a bit of us with you when you go. We are fortunate that many members of our faculty have joined us today, and I would appreciate all of them standing to receive our recognition and thanks. If you'd please stand. But our students and our faculty go about their work in an environment that is created and maintained by our dedicated, efficient, and experienced staff. The doors would not be open, the lights would not be on, and the business of the school would not be done without these dedicated men and women. This ceremony this morning is the result of their planning and hard work. May I ask the NSL staff to stand to be recognized and thanked. In 2014, a distinguished judicial career began, just as my time on the bench was drawing to a close. Governor Bill Haslam had the good sense to appoint W. Neil McBrayer to the Court of Appeals, and Judge McBrayer took his oath of office in May of 2014. We are fortunate that Judge McBrayer has joined us today to give the commencement address, and we congratulate him for his 10 years of service on the bench. On his Twitter account, Judge McBrayer describes himself, and I'm quoting now, as a husband, attorney, and Tennessee Court of Appeals judge. The organization of that description is significant and revealing. Judge McBrayer's marriage to Kelly comes first, as well it should. Those of us who know both of them would concur that meeting and marrying Kelly is one of Judge McBrayer's most significant achievements. But Judge McBrayer has some other accomplishments of great significance. He's a graduate of Maryville College, where he has also served on the board of directors and has received an honorary Doctor of Laws. He received his law degree from the College of William and Mary's Marshall Wythe School of Law, where he served as an editor on the Law Review. He practiced law in Nashville for 25 years, concentrating in the areas of commercial litigation and bankruptcy. During this time, he contributed to 2 legal treatises, Tennessee Secured Transactions under revised Article 9 of the Uniform Commercial Code. Article 9 is very familiar to the members of the class of 2024. And then one familiar with, a book on Chapter 15 bankruptcy strategies. During his 10 years on the appellate bench, Judge McBrayer has earned the reputation for his preparation and curiosity and unfailing courtesy and graciousness. He has also demonstrated his commitment to the finest traditions of our legal profession by taking time to mentor new lawyers, and in that regard, he has been a leader in both the Harry Phillips American Inn of Court and the Belmont University College of Law American Inn of Court. When he is not on the bench, Judge McBrayer is a traveler, photographer, souvenir collector. I have personally observed him take more photographs in an hour than most folks can take in one day. We are indeed fortunate that Judge McBrayer has joined us today, and it is my pleasure to welcome him to the podium.
I guess it shouldn't surprise me that Dean Koch gives great introduction. Dean Koch, members of the Board of Trust, faculty, administrator, staff, family and friends, and members of the class of 2024. It's graduation season. This is my second commencement address. Not my second address this year, mind you. It's my second commencement address ever. My last one was 9 years ago this month. When you're asked to give a commencement address, you're told 2 things. First, keep it short, because the graduates just want to get their diploma and go celebrate with family and friends. Second, don't worry too much about content, because no one will ever remember what you say anyway. Apparently, the last time I accepted that second point as a bit of a personal challenge to be memorable, and the memory took nearly a decade to fade. So perhaps you'll all join me in my next commencement address in the year 2033. With that sort of track record, I thought it best this morning to shake things up a bit. So rather than addressing the graduating class as traditional, I've decided to begin by addressing the proud family and friends who have gathered here today to celebrate this milestone with you. First, thank you for your support and patience over the years of their legal study. That support benefits not just the people in this room, but the bar as a whole by creating the best conditions for the state of law. I know the class of 2024 is grateful for your sacrifices. Second, I know what you're thinking. There's a lawyer in the family now, or I'm friends with a lawyer now. Here's my chance for some free legal advice. Given the current hourly rates of even starting attorneys, I cannot say that I blame you. But when you approach these newly amended lawyers with questions about Aunt Jane's estate plan, or whether you can possibly sue the city for that enormous pothole that ruined your car's alignment and chipped your tooth, don't be surprised when the answer you receive is, I don't know, or it depends, or you need the advice of a lawyer specializing in fill-in-the-blank area. When you receive that answer, you might ponder the question, do they teach any law in law school? The answer is yes, but the law is vast. Too vast to learn it all in a few short years, even 4 years. And even if one could, the law evolves over time. The law taught in law school is mostly the core propositions in just a few areas. Those core propositions help graduates to spot legal issues and determine the law or laws that could apply to those issues. From there, in most circumstances, they have to research or learn more law before offering advice. So a big part of law school is learning how to teach yourself the law and how it might apply to a particular question. That is why the answer to your question about Aunt Jane's estate or your misaligned car and chipped tooth will be I don't know or it depends. Sometimes a specialized area of the law is implicated, especially where it's impractical to teach yourself. In those instances, then you'll be directed to someone who specializes in that area. The new lawyers in this room know that to be a good attorney, they will have to keep teaching themselves long after they receive these diplomas today. It never really stops because of the points I've already mentioned. The law is vast and keeps evolving. Good attorneys know that there is always more to learn. Graduates, you can become comfortable with an area of the law, but you never fully know or master it, every nuance. Embrace that fact and continue to teach yourself at every opportunity. Now, when I urge you to keep teaching yourself, I'm not suggesting that you should always go it alone. Personal effort is required. No one is going to learn for you, but we are not limited to only teaching ourselves. Recently, I saw a new doctor. The doctor-patient relationship would have ended abruptly had he told me during my first visit that he was completely self-taught since medical school. Fortunately, graduates have several resources available to keep learning after law school beyond teaching yourself. There are a number of professional associations that provide continuing legal education, both formal and informal, and those organizations are always looking for new members. Do not join them just to add to your resume. Review each organization's educational offerings, including any journals they might publish, and weigh those benefits before deciding which group may be worth your time and dollars. I'm confident that some will be. Professional organizations can also help you connect with more experienced attorneys in the legal field or fields that interest you. Again, the key is participation. I know that NSL graduates are already known for that. A great way to make new connections is to volunteer to serve on a committee that interests you. Do not let any concern over your lack of experience in the law hinder you from becoming involved. You will soon discover that all experience levels are represented in these organizations and all are welcome. You can learn a great deal by working with other attorneys through these organizations. I have, and I have also made a few friends along the way. Some professional organizations offer mentoring programs. Take advantage of that opportunity. I had a mentor early in my career, and it made a great difference for me. If there's not a formal mentoring program for your area of the law, look for attorneys that already practice in that same area and reach out to them. You might be surprised how much entree you can get by complimenting an attorney on their work, be that in the courtroom, the office, or the boardroom. Now, for those of you listening closely, you might have noticed that so far I've only spoken about what it takes to be a good attorney. The new lawyers in this room, I hope, might have their sights set a bit higher than that. You intend to be a great attorney, the type of attorney that is respected by peers and recognized by professional organizations, like the gentleman standing or on the stage behind me. It strikes me that great attorneys tend to have one thing in common: sharing their talents where there is an unmet need for legal services. Access to justice has become something of a rallying cry within the legal profession. And in courtrooms across this state, there are people who lack the benefit of counsel, but the unmet need exists beyond the courtroom. Because the need varies, you can share your talents in any number of ways. Perhaps you will provide legal advice to a nonprofit organization serving your community. You might assist a person of limited means with applying for benefits or expunging a criminal record. You can even draft a will, power of attorney, or advance directive for a veteran, firefighter, law enforcement officer, or emergency responder. I could go on, but recall that I was told to keep this short, and I plan to do so. Members of this class will enter private practice or government work or work for entities both for-profit and not-for-profit. In each of those settings, teach yourself where the need is and help to meet it. If you do, in my mind, you will be on your way to being a great attorney. The benefit of helping others goes beyond reputational, though. It leads to greater happiness. A few years ago, I was asked something along the lines of, reflecting on your former career in private practice, are there any professional accomplishments not on your resume that were a highlight for you? I had been fortunate to have played a part in several successful outcomes for clients. But when that question was posed, my mind turned immediately to clients who I had represented pro bono. None of their cases involved weighty questions of the law or large sums of money, but they were of great importance, life-altering importance to my clients. Their gratitude made their cases a highlight for me. Those cases also evolved into something more than career highlights. A speech given to a different group of students in the last century by philosopher and Nobel Prize winner Dr. Albert Schweitzer explains why. In that speech, Dr. Schweitzer confessed that he could not know what the students' destinies might be, just as I do not know what your destinies will be. But he did know this: only students who sought out and found how to serve would be really happy. Class of 2024, in your legal career, I wish you much happiness, and may you find fulfillment in all your endeavors. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge McBrayer. I hope you'll accept this as a small token of our appreciation.
Thank you very much.
The Dean's Certificate of Recognition is awarded to today's graduates completing 50 hours of pro bono service throughout their law school career. This year, we recognize Batol Abdullah and Nathan Nicholson. Please give them a round of applause. The Honorable Society of Cooper's Inn is comprised of graduates who have distinguished themselves in their studies by graduating in the top 10% of their class. I request that each inductee stand to be recognized and remain standing when I call your name. Christina Bagwell, Josh Hunter, Brian Hurst, Jordan Long, Allie Sovine, Dakota Vermillion, and Katie Woodward. Let's give them all a round of applause. I'm being told I missed somebody. Josh Hunter, I'm so sorry. Josh, stand up. There you saw me having a senior moment, right? The Founders Award is given to the student who has earned the highest overall grade point average in the graduating class. Be it known that this year's Founders Award recipient is Christina Bagwell. Miss Bagwell, if you'll stand up. Ladies and gentlemen of the Cooper Term graduating class of 2024, will you please stand? By the authority vested in me as the 5th Dean of the Nashville School of Law, I hereby declare that each of these graduates is hereby awarded the degree of Doctor of Jurisprudence on this, the 25th day of May, 2024. Congratulations again to you all. Let's give them all a round of applause. Please sit down.
Batal Nachmadeen Abdullah. Gerardo Alvarez Aguilar. Rosemary Rachel Anderson. Erica Marie Augustine. Christina Elizabeth Bagwell. Robin Sean Bain. Arthur Corridon Bradfield. Bethany Dawn Bradley. Rochelle Dawn Brickle. Randy Marie Bruce. Nicholas Charles Byrne. Jonathan Carlos Carrera Perry. Emily Grace Crane. Heather Dawn Curtis. Sarah Denman. Alan McHenry Duggar. Damon Duggar. Robert Dylan Estes. Kenyanette Leonese Fulami. Ryan Brinkley Freeman. Preston Lee Garrett. Taylor Beth Gothard. Sadie Marie Guzik. Athanasios George Halkias. Patricia Sandage Hartman. Kara Madison Hartnett. Daryl Perry Harvey. James Lee Hill. Joshua Randall Hunter. Kelsey Morgan Hunter. Brian Timothy Hurst. Leah Danielle Jones. John Francis Kerrigan, Jr. Demetria Nicole Keene. Shannon Uten Land. Jessica Shea Larnell Locke Russell. Ayla Mariana Loeb. Jordan Howard Long. Brittany Leanne Luttrell. Chastity Leanne Martin. Sydney Christian Blackburn McDaniel. Marie Elizabeth McGlone. Callie Brooke Minor. Kelly Renee Moody. Nathan Talbert Nicholson. Elizabeth Nicole Nicholas. Leah Jean Owens. Amy Michelle Parker. Savannah Holly Reynolds. Christina Ray Rice. Abigail Louise Roberts. Wade Bethel Romine. Chandler Austin Reed Shue. Jacqueline Alina Bowen Sovine. Jessica Dawn Stanford. Allison Nicole Stembridge. Martinique Natasha Stewart. Lauren Nicole Thomas. Addie Louise Toy. Kendall Bell Warden. Laura Gray Waynick. Tanea Brooke Wilcox. Amanda Wilson Wilkerson. Austin James Wilson. Austin Kelly Wilson. Katie Lynn Woodard. Lindsay McCarty York. Matthew Timothy Zayer.
Let's have all the graduates stand again so we can give you all another round of applause. And one of the hardest, please sit back down. One of the hardest jobs during commencement is to announce the names of the students. And I think that Stacy Angelo deserves a round of applause for getting them all right. As you might imagine, each of today's 69 graduates would recount their experiences as students at our school in different ways and in many different voices. Each graduate's story is worth telling, but time constraints permit only one. Allie Sovine has been requested to provide some brief parting words on behalf of her classmates. Ms. Sovine, the podium is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow graduates. When I was approached by the administration to speak on behalf of our class, my immediate reaction was that of great honor, but mostly that of great fear. Fear that arose from having to adequately convey the amount of pride and admiration I have for the men and women that just walked across this stage. You see, ladies and gentlemen, we are not just the graduating class of 2024. If you did the math, and if you didn't, it's okay because we also do not do math, Just ask Clark Spoden how well we calculate damages. But if you did do the math, you would realize that we were also the entering class of 2020. That's right, we began our legal education in the height of a global pandemic. We didn't have a full 1L orientation, half of us were on Zoom, and we didn't even see the lower half of one another's faces until the spring of 2022. But despite this social disconnect, we managed to do what I believe few classes before us have done. We developed a deep bond throughout our class. Though traditional law school is riddled with sabotage and dog-eat-dog mentalities, we realized early on that a rising tide lifts a whole lot more boats. We were there for each other every step of the way. We shared outlines, we explained concepts, we borrowed books, and we supported one another. We supported one another in our successes and in our failures, like bombing a cold call when General Glenn Funk would interrogate you on the cases and the footnotes. He was kind enough to always remind us that the dissents do not matter. That, however, really came back to bite us 3 years later when it came to Kyle Neal's pop quizzes. But despite this, we remained strong in our bond and grew it steadily as the years passed. That being said, I think it's important for you to understand just the type of individuals that are being celebrated today. These individuals were not just law students. They were full-time professionals. They were husbands, wives, moms, and dads. They drove 3 hours one way just to get to class. They were mothers who gave birth and immediately from being discharged from the hospital went to take a final exam. They fought cancer. They lost parents. They even lost children and still found the way to make it to class. But that is just who they were during these last few years. Before that, they were foster children. They were children who didn't have a consistent place to lay their head at night or know where their next meal was coming from. They were products of teen pregnancy. They were middle-aged and told they were too old to go to law school. They were everything that traditionally no lawyer was ever supposed to be. But that is where two important pieces of this legal story come in. Those of you who supported them and the Nashville School of Law. I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to recognize the one category of individuals of whom I believe we would not be here without, the spouses. For 4 years, you did bath times, bedtimes, after-school activities, made the meals, cleaned the houses, and were there for us when we wanted to quit. Through all the blood, sweat, and tears, you lifted us up, letting us know that you wouldn't let us fall. To my own husband, thank you for being the best father, husband, and man I have ever known. Thank you for bouncing that colicky newborn baby on a yoga ball for hours on end while I went to class. Thank you for not letting me quit as I cried in the middle of the night and nursed that newborn baby in one arm and held my con law book in the other. Thank you for all you did, all you do, and everything that you are. At this time, I would kindly ask that if you are a spouse of a graduate, to please stand up so we can recognize you. Thank you. You may be seated. And finally, we owe it all to the Nashville School of Law. For 113 years, the Nashville School of Law has taken chances on those people who were never supposed to be lawyers, according to society, and turning them into some of the best attorneys and jurists this state has seen. Since 1911, the Nashville School of Law has recognized that memorizing legal theory and having a published bar review journal isn't what makes a great attorney. It's grit, it's drive, it's determination. And nobody has more of those qualities than this group sitting before me today. To Dean Koch, the Board of Trustees, Beth, Susan, and all of the amazing faculty and staff that supported us along the way, thank you for taking a chance on us and making us into the legal professionals that we are. And to my class, while it is bittersweet knowing that our time together has come to an end, I know that our bond is not. I take comfort in knowing that we are about to embark on one of the few professions in life where we will get to see each other time and time again. We will be the opposing counsel, the mediator, the arbitrator, and even the judge. I cannot say it enough. As proud as I am of my own personal achievements, nothing compares to the pride that I have in you and what you have personally achieved. It has been one of the greatest honors of my life to walk this journey alongside of you, and I cannot wait to see what you do on the other side. I'll see you out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sovine. As this ceremony draws to a close, I hope you'll permit me to add just a few words of my own to those you've already heard. Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2024, you are the true dreamers among us today. The greatness of human beings lies not so much in their power to remake the world, but in their power to remake themselves. And that's precisely what you've done. We celebrate today knowing full well that another challenge awaits you in the not-too-distant future. Sun Tzu tells us that it is the unemotional, reserved, calm, detached warrior who wins. Your task between today and the end of July is that you believe that you have molded yourselves into calm, detached warriors when you sit for the bar exam. All of you have studied law with intensity of purpose. Our goal has been to give each one of you the opportunity to experience yourselves as capable and effective men and women. You are, and you should be, more confident today than when you started law school. We hope that we have exceeded in empowering you to believe deep in your souls that you matter and that your responses to the challenge that await you can have enormous consequences in people's lives. As lawyers having that ability, it means you also have the obligation not to squander it. We're living in uncertain times. The rule of law and the foundations of our government are under assault from without and from within. The traditional norms of mutual tolerance and institutional forbearance have been replaced by partisanship, division, and distrust. The principles of egalitarianism, civility, sense of freedom, and of shared purpose and responsibility that have long characterized our democracy are being tested. The founders of our nation set out to form a more perfect union. From the very beginning, lawyers have been our country's principal architects and builders. As officers of the courts, lawyers, like the courts themselves, must lead our collective quest for equal justice under law. They must defend the Constitution. They must guard our liberties. They must protect the powerless. They must advocate for just causes no matter how unpopular. They must continue to serve as society's and our community's wise counselors. United States Supreme Court Justice Robert Jackson was fond of telling what he called the parable of the three stonemasons. It goes something like this. Once upon a time, three stonemasons were asked, one after the other, what they were doing. The first, without looking up, answered, earning my living. The second replied, I am shaping this stone to a pattern. The third lifted up his eyes and said, I'm building a cathedral. And so it is with some lawyers. For some, their work is simply a way to make money. For others, their work is to dutifully perform the task they've been given. But for others, practicing law is a nobler enterprise. It's building the cathedral, the rule of law, the legal structure that will protect our rights and liberties for centuries to come. So what kind of lawyers will you be? Whenever some cynic tells you that you can't make a difference, or whenever you are tempted to set your sights lower, remember that it was the inspired lawyers who have gone before you and what they've accomplished. It was an appellate lawyer from Virginia who wrote the Declaration of Independence. It was a trial lawyer from Illinois that issued the Emancipation Proclamation. It was a corporate lawyer from New York that led this country through the dark days of the Depression and World War II. And in 1973, it was two good old country lawyers, one from Huntsville, Tennessee, and the other from Morganton, North Carolina, who demonstrated that no person, not even the President of the United States, is above the rule of law. Our great nation remains a work in progress. As lawyers, each of you can help narrow the gap between what America is and what it can be. You are at the threshold of entering a noble profession, and you have accepted the responsibility to lead your communities to embrace not power, but the rule of law. I'm confident that each of you will rise to that challenge. And with those thoughts, members of the great class of 2024 Cooper term, you have my congratulations and best wishes. Please rise for the benediction delivered by Josh Hunter.
Dear graduates, as we gather to mark the culmination of our legal education, let us reflect on the profound significance of the journey we have undertaken together. Just as a seed is planted in soil, representing a promise of growth that is nurtured by sunlight and rain, so too have we been nurtured by the knowledge and guidance and support of our professors, mentors, peers, family, and friends. Today, as we prepare to branch out and embark on the next chapter of our lives, let us remember that we carry within us the seeds of change and justice that can only be planted through our advocacy. With each client we represent and each cause we champion, we have the power to plant a seed that will grow into something beautiful and transformative. Let us be mindful of the impact of our words and actions, knowing that even the smallest seed has the potential to take root and flourish. Let us now cultivate empathy and compassion in all that we do, while striving to see the world through the eyes of those we seek to serve. Let us be steadfast in our commitment to justice, unwavering in our pursuit of meaningful change, and unyielding in our defense of the rights and dignity of all people. And let us never forget that our journey never ends. In adaptation lies our strength, and in growth, our endless potential blooms. Congratulations, class of 2024. As you go forth into the world, may you plant the seeds of hope and compassion wherever you go, and may you be the advocates for change that the world so desperately needs.
Thank you.